Hello there, and welcome to my channel where I read unhinged stories from Reddit. We are doing something a little bit different today in that we are reading only one story, but I am going to include, not just my own commentary, but also some of the comments in the post. Am I the a-hole for losing it and telling in-laws to stop calling me mama, and trying to erase my identity? I have 2 kids, 2 girls 2 and 4. I fucking hate how everyone thinks of me as being just a mommy now. I don't get to be my own person. I'm just mommy. Husband doesn't face this. He gets gifts from everyone that have to do with his hobbies. Me? I get a bunch of mommy shit. Tee-hee, mommy needs wine. And like matching outfits. I don't mean like, one of those cutesy matching pajama sets that the nurses and horse girls wear in their staged Christmas Insta pics. I mean like, people actually think I'm going to go out in public wearing some cutesy matching outfits with my toddlers. As though I think they're mini versions of myself? Or dolls? From the time we got to the in-laws, it was, mama, this and mama, that. At some point, my sister-in-law said it and I said, you know my name is Carmen, right? She just looked at me funny and said, of course, silly. I said, so why do you keep calling me mama? You aren't going around calling husband papa? Sister-in-law just looked at me like I had 2 heads and was like, okay. This went on all over Christmas. Here you go, mama. Want another slice, mama? At that point I was just like, do you guys mind calling me by my name instead of calling me mama? The same sister-in-law as before did the whole golly gee doe-eyed thing and said, that you're such a good mama. I said that I'm not just a mom. I gestured to the things that husband got for Christmas from them, and said, why didn't you guys get him anything that says, papa? Everything you gave me is somehow related to me being a mom. Why does he get to be his own person? Mother-in-law grabbed my hand and squeezed it and said that she was sorry that she made me feel like this. She was just so excited about being a grandma and she never really thought of things like that. I was feeling a little better until sister-in-law 1 and sister-in-law 2 started going after me. One of them did that whole, are you okay? Do you need to talk someone? You sound so angry. It isn't healthy, faux concern thing that's meant to shame you for having any emotional response. The other one was angry and saying that, is being a mom somehow beneath you? And, do you think you're better than the rest of us? And all that. When we finally left, he asked me why I'd kept it in for so long, and I said that I haven't. No one listened to me before. I've said these things plenty of times. I've always asked them to call me by my name and not some disgusting nickname that boils me down to giving birth. He nodded, but said that I'd put a big pallor on the weekend and that I need to apologize for the outburst at some point. I said sure, as soon as sister-in-law apologizes to me for dehumanizing me for years. We're at a stalemate. Am I the a-hole? Well, ooh boy. Okay, so I totally get where OP is coming from. It must be hard to have your individual identity completely reduced to just one aspect of who you are. Especially if you had previously told others to not do that or to not refer to you in that way, like she said she did. And, for the record, I am not a mother, so I want to be clear that I haven't gone through this personally and that I may be missing some insight into the situation. With that said, I do not think OP responded. I think she reacted. And, yes, they are different. A reaction is an immediate response based on how and what you are feeling and thinking. A response takes into account how you are feeling, why in addition to the context of the situation and other players' state and possible intent. It comes from a place of curiosity and vulnerability, not from a defensive place. For example, my first thought as a non-mother is that a lot of people say this. Probably because they want the babies to hear the word and learn to say it and then it just becomes a habit so they continue using it. I also think this is very common in most societies and especially if the family itself does this with the other mothers like the sisters-in-law. And, I find it interesting that OP said, a disgusting nickname. I understand she doesn't like being called that. But saying that, mama, is a disgusting nickname is a bit much. Now, I get that she was probably fed up. But I think that this, especially after the mother-in-law apologized, would have been a great time to handle the situation with curiosity and say to the sisters-in-law something like, I really would like to understand why you continue to call me mama when I have expressed that it makes me uncomfortable. What does that word mean to you? Why do you find it significant? Or something to that effect. Again, I understand that when you have expressed boundaries and people keep walking all over them you may react. We are all human, after all. But it seems to me that there is something else brewing beneath the surface here. Maybe she resents the husband for not helping enough so she can have more freedom, or go back to work, or do things she enjoys. Or maybe she didn't want kids in the first place or found out they demand a lot more time and effort than she anticipated. Or maybe is just part of adjusting to being a full-time mother. I don't know. But I do get the sense that this is not really about the sisters-in-law or the term itself. And to be honest, it rarely ever is. So, I'm sorry to say, but to me OP is the a-hole? But I do want to cut her some slack because I can only imagine how hard it must be to have 2 kids 2 years apart and try to keep your sanity. What do you guys think? Do you think she is the a-hole? Or do you think she is right for blowing up? I would love to hear from those of you who are mothers of young kids, though I assume most of you would be trying to catch up on sleep and not be here. Smile. So let's go to some of the Redditor comments. Oh wow. Well, so it seems like most of the comments think OP is not the a-hole. I still stand by my assessment but open to the fact that maybe I don't really understand the dynamics. And, man, Redditors are so petty. And I do say that with all the warm fondness I can muster. I can only aspire to reach that level of superhero pettiness. Here are some of the comments. No. Your sisters-in-law owe you an apology and you owe them. Fudging nothing. Even after. Another Redditor said, I'm so petty, I'd start calling them sister-in-law all the time and only getting them sister-in-law stuff. Oh Sil, here's your birthday present. Ha ha. Juvenile, but funny. Another comment reads, I have a lot of respect for people who think that their kid is their greatest achievement. I certainly do not plan on having one anytime soon, but I can think of very few things as impressive or meaningful as raising another human being. The problem to me comes when your greatest achievement becomes the entirety of your personality. This I agree with wholeheartedly. No one is a monolith. We all have different aspects of our personalities, skills, etc. Turning one part of you into your identity can create a lot difficulty for you and for those you interact with. Another Redditor writes, if aunties are obsessed with babies, OP could also start with, so when are you having kids? While emphasizing timeliness like, you're not getting any younger. Use some word judo against them. Oh my god. Redditors are on another level. Another comment says, it's kind of touching how the mother-in-law reacted, though. I'll bet once it was called out she understood, because she's been there. Given the attention OP is getting, I'll bet the other two are not mothers. That is an interesting take and something I had not considered. That maybe they are projecting what they would like their experience to be onto OP. Okay, so let's wrap it up for today. Let me know your thoughts about this story. And let me know if you liked this format by leaving me a comment with a yes or a no. And, while you are down there, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please come back for more Reddit stories. And feel free to submit your own stories or suggest other subreddits where I can find even more unhinged content. Catch you next time.